Me having the prepping mindset, I meet a lot of preppers and they consider dogs to be a prep, an asset, part of their prepping. But a lot of their dogs have no discipline. They have no training. They have no control over the dogs. And I don't see how that's an asset to anybody. So I've come up with 5 commands every dog should know. Over the years, I've trained a lot of dogs, everything from Dobermans, German Shepherds, I love Rottweilers, St. Bernards, Labs, Boxers. First thing in training a dog, you really need to know what his capabilities are. What's his drive? What's his genes? What are his instincts? Some dogs have it. They just want to work. They're working dogs. They want to do something for you. So they are very easy to train. Some dogs have a herding or a drive instinct. So they want to herd. They want to drive animals. They want to drive people. They want to herd children. They want to kind of keep them close to you. So those kinds of dogs are great for kids, like collies and dogs like that. Any kind of herding dog is great with children because it wants to keep the children close to you. Some dogs have an instinct to find people. Bloodhounds, St. Bernards. That's in their genes. That's in their DNA, is to locate people. So first off, you have to know what a dog's strengths are to train. Secondly, I mean, a lot of people, I got nothing against it, like to go to animal shelters and rescue dogs. That's fine. That's great. But if you really want a well-trained dog, it has been my experience, you have to get one as a puppy. Firstly, you have to condition a dog. You have to bond with it. You have to condition it to your environment. If you like the dogs they train for, the bomb dogs for the military, when they're puppies, they play gunfire. They have speakers that play gunfire and explosions, so the dogs are used to that. So gunfire doesn't scare them. Explosions doesn't scare them. Secondly, a rescue dog, you do not know its history. So say the dog was mistreated or something, and the dog has a phobia. Or the dog doesn't respond well to females, or the dog doesn't respond well to children because something in its history has made it that way. It's a very hard dog to train. There are ways around it. Thirdly, you have to socialize a dog as a young dog. It has to be around other dogs, other animals, other people. Or later in life, it's very hard to socialize a dog if it's not done at an early age. That's some things to think about before you go training your dog, to know its limitations. Okay, when giving a dog a command, for me there is a 2-step process. One, there is the verbal command, which is the dog's name and the command. The dog should respond to its name. If you say its name, it should look at you. I'm not going to go into training a dog. That would be a whole series of videos, how-tos. And to be honest with you, people get paid to do that. If somebody wants me to train a dog, I'm going to get paid good money to give them a well-trained dog. So we're not those videos probably won't happen for me. You can look elsewhere on YouTube. Maybe you can find them. When giving a dog a command, there are 2 processes that I go through. First off, I say their name to get their attention and give them the command. I also give them a hand gesture. Now I can do nonverbal commands, and if the dog can't see me, I can give it verbal. Whether the commands, I know somebody's going to say, well, you didn't do that command correctly, or that's not the correct hand gesture. That doesn't matter. Dogs don't have the intelligence to comprehend or to interpret commands. They see the command and they do what they've been trained to do as a response mechanism. So whether my command to sit or whatever is not correct, hand-wise, gesture-wise, it doesn't matter. That's what my dogs have been trained to do. And number 2, even though my dogs are trained to only listen to me, it ensures that somebody else can't walk up and command my dog to do anything. Because if you give it the wrong gesture or the wrong command, it'll just look at you. Command number 1 that every dog should know is come. I do that with the dog's name, which we have Ruby. It'd be Ruby, come, and I do a hand gesture, like either a finger or to me, so she knows I need her. That's the number one, because if you can't get a dog to come to you, how can you train it? Ruby, come. Ruby, come. Command number 2 that a dog should know is no or leave it. I combine those two as one command. So anytime, if I give the command no, and I usually do that, is that whatever it's doing, it needs to stop doing it and stand still till I give it a command. So if it's whatever task the dog is performing and I tell it no, it needs to stop. And leave it is anything, say I drop something on the floor or something's on a table, or we're walking down the road and there's a dead squirrel or a dead bird, and I say leave it, the dog should ignore it. Command number 3 that every dog should know is heel. I give the command heel and I slap my side. This command is good for on leash or off leash. She is trained off leash. I can walk around, she'll follow me right by my side, as you'll see in the video. But if you can't control a dog on a leash, that's one of the most annoying dogs ever. I mean, I just hate to see dogs strain against the leash and pulling owners down the road and just being an overall nuisance to other dog owners. Command number 4 that every dog should know is sit. I give sit, I say the command, and I give an upward motion with my hand. Sit serves a lot of purposes. It can calm a dog. It makes a dog not as aggressive. It also allows you to take control of the situation if the car's coming or there's something dangerous in the area, say machinery or other kids, and you give the dog command to sit, you get control of it, you can put it in a place. Command number 5 that every dog should know. Command number 5 would be stay. I give the dog's name, Ruby, stay. She knows that I want her to stay in that position until I tell her she can move, which will be command number 1, come. Stay is great because you can put some distance between you and a dog. Say somebody's afraid of dogs, and you can talk to them, you can have them stay. Stay is one of the hardest commands to teach, because the dog, you keep on training the dog to be by your side, and then you're telling it, I don't want you near me. And that takes a lot of discipline on the dog's part, but it is a very useful command. Some of the other commands you can teach your dog would be down. I use the term plot, which is plots is German for down. And I point to the ground. That is great. You can use that. You can combine commands. You can combine plot with stay, and that usually gets you a longer retention for a dog to stay in a spot if it can't see you, because you have just further grounded that dog. Other commands will be a cross, which you can have a dog jump across a log, go across the road, across a stream, anything you need to traverse, an obstacle, you can give the command to cross, and it knows you want it to clear that obstacle. That's all right, Ruby. Keep on. You ready? Let's go home. Cross. Cross. Get across. Good girl. Ruby, come here. Down here. Come on, cross. Life of a prepper dog. Rice, carrots. They're wondering why I'm holding the camera. She eats super fast, so I give him a head start because he likes to enjoy his food. And, you ready? Ruby, you can eat. She waits till she's told she can eat. Watch this. Ruby, no. Ruby, no. Leave it. Ruby, come here. You're starving, aren't you? Eat paw. Good girl. Eat food. Ruby, sit. Ruby, come. Ruby, come. Sit. Good girl. Ruby, plot. Good girl. Are you tired? Touch his head if I put my hand down. That's where the dog ideally should be. That way it can see you in its periphery. It's looking straight ahead. It's paying attention. And it's probably wanting to get scratched. Give me 5. Good. Long live the Suits Republic.